Hi, welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. Well, look at that. A little cricket that's just landed on top of the... Here. Look. It's gone now.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the next problem that
We're looking for the next problem and we're going to handle
this
it.
one, relatives are leeches. What is leeches?
Leeches.
Leech.
Leeches.
Yeah, so it says here, we have another, as I said, if you got problem that needs verbal solution, verbal, let us know. Because it helps us to have a video, okay? So thank you.
Well, the secret's out now, isn't it? We're doing this for another video. What's the...
Yeah, so here, dear Terence and Beth, I am your avid subscribers and I am your #1 fan on your advice section. I'm married to a foreigner and I live now in America, and my family and relatives thought that we have lots of money. That's why every month I receive 20 emails from my relative asking money. At first I thought it's normal, but as time passed by, I just woke up that I just been abused and used as an ATM machines. There are times before I'm saving for them so I can send them money. My husband gave me $200 allowance every month to buy what women's needs, but instead using it, I send to them. My husband already complained about it. He's okay if my parents and sometimes my siblings, but he said it's cousins, uncle, aunties, that's too much. So last year, I stopped sending any help monthly to my relatives asking help, but they really turned bad and nasty. In fact, one of my aunties said to me I am boastful and forget where I came from. And he says that I eat in their house before and they treat me good, and now that I am in the top, I change and become nasty. I answered them and I paid already 1,000 times the meal that they fed me. Then last March, I went to the Philippines and I just heard from our neighbors that my relatives spreading gossip against me. Why they are like that? I tried to forgive them despite of malicious gossip that is spread against me. And now they are sending messages to my husband regarding my ex's boyfriend. Before and other false informations.
I think that's ex-boyfriend rather than excess.
Yeah, ex-boyfriends. Because there's a little like that.
There's a big difference.
Yeah, please advise me. How do I forgive them even though they didn't say sorry. Teresita. I'm gonna drink. Do your advice first, and I'm gonna drink.
No, you shouldn't go.
Okay.
You can wait for just a few minutes. So, what we're looking at is, I'm afraid, one of life's great trials, that people will say things about you which are not true. Okay? Now, we are the masters of knowing about this, because when people start to be jealous of you and you start to shake their comfort zone. Now, and get this straight, we're not talking about you getting out of your comfort zone. We're talking about the fact that you have changed your situation. As you found an American boyfriend, married him and went to live in America, which for most Filipinas and Filipinos is the land of milk and honey. It means that you have reached paradise, and they think, quite wrongly most of the time, they think that you are now rich. Now, compared to them, you probably are, but that doesn't mean that you can support them and give them the life that they would like to have simply because they know you. Now, I guess you have to ask yourself, how close were these people that you're needing to say no to before you left? And very often you find that they were not close to you at all. Now, an occasional meal does not mean that you are now their indentured servant, okay? So you can, with a clear conscience, you can say no. Now, you might find this difficult. Here's a little exercise that I suggest that you have. Every day you go into the bathroom, as obviously you do, as we all do. You stand in front of the mirror, the bathroom mirror, and you practice saying no. 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 Watch my lips. No. That's what you do.
Yeah.
And you get used to saying no.
Yeah, but sometimes saying no is difficult, especially if you know that they really needing help, because we as a Filipino, we really wanted to help as much as we can. That's in ours. That's in our mind, and that's in our heart, especially if we came from their situations, But in the case of your relatives, except your mother, your father, because you know that whatever money you send to them, to your siblings, it goes to
For the right reasons.
reason, But to your extended family, like your relatives, your cousins, or your distance family, then it could be once is enough, or twice is good. But if it's every month that they've been relying to you, that supposedly their obligations, but they put on your shoulder, then it's too much, because I know that it's difficult to say no, especially if it's for allowance, if it's food. But if you see that those people that you've been helped is not helping themselves, then there is a point in ourselves that is it worth it to help them? Because you're not making them, you're not helping them anymore, but you make them lazy. So that's another thing, because for me, for my opinion, it's nice to help. It's very good to help. It's a nice feelings to share your blessings. But if there is a boundary, because if you see that they're just been they become lazy, and they didn't did their best, they didn't try to help themselves, then your help is not worth it.
But you can't really know whether they're being lazy, can you? What you have to do, surely, is you have to set the boundaries, and then then do like you have done in the past, when someone has come to us and they've asked us for, I don't know, let's say that they've asked us to fill a prescription, which is one of the popular things. Can you fill this prescription? And they bring a prescription along and they show you something, and it's going to cost, they say, it's going to cost 1,500 pesos. Well, what we've done in the past is say, look, we explained that we're not rich, we're not wealthy, so therefore we can't just give these large sums of money away. But what we do is we give something that we can afford. So we're not actually saying no.
Yeah.
We press 300 or 400 pesos into their hand and wish them well.
Yeah, because in my if there's somebody messaging me and asking, messaging or coming here to ask help, it's difficult for me to say no, especially if I know that I could able to help.
And if we know
but
them,
at least we set a boundaries, because if we hear down the road that person is been abusing, and the money that we give to them didn't go to proper use, instead buying some alcohol, then we've been discouraged to give again.
yes.
Because if it's okay, if it goes to food, there's no problem, because it goes to your stomach, it helps the kids. So in your case, to your relatives, I think as what your auntie says, that you've been able, the time that you need to eat, you eat in their house, and now that you've been in the top, you've been changed. I think you got a good answer, that you've been paying that 1,000 times. Because as you seen in the video, it seems that you've been sending few months to support them. So I think all you need to do is you try to explain to them that I'm not rich. I'm not rich here in America. I'm just dependent also to my husband, and my husband don't want me to send anymore, because his salary or his income is just enough for our family. And if I have a little extra, it goes to my direct families. So if they didn't understand that, then it's their fault. You cannot able to change them. Let them be. But as what you write, that your family, those people that getting mad, nasty to you, messaging to your husband, I'm sure that your husband will not believe it because you already told them what happened when you stop sending the money.
Well, you should have an agreement with him
Yeah.
that he won't even read those messages, because he should recognize that someone is actually turning against you because you refuse to help them.
Yes, because we also read some, not just read, but we receive also some other emails from our subscriber that becomes our direct family now, that they got different horror story, you know, like for example, she got a cousin here, you know, and the two of them, the husband and the wife, is working in America, and then because she trusts her cousin, so she's sending money to build a house here, you know. So she's giving the cousin giving an update. This is the picture of the house, this is the
Yes.
progress now. And what she did is she came home to surprise,
And she went to the house
Yeah.
that she had
And
been
it's
seeing
not her
photographs
house.
of. But when she knocked on the door and said, hi, and they came to the door and said, yes, what can we do for you? She said, well, this is my house. And they told her the truth.
Yeah,
But it
sometimes
wasn't her house.
yeah, sometimes the one that is called your bloodline family is not really the real one, you know, because there are instances that the one that is not in your bloodline is the one that treat you as a family, you know.
Yes.
So again, your last question is, how could you forgive to someone that didn't forgive, didn't ask for forgiveness or sorry? Just forgive, you know, for the sake of yourself, because if you give forgiveness to them, to your relatives who abusing you or turning bad against you, then you also forgive. It's a way to release the bad energy that
Right,
they
but
throw to you.
that doesn't mean that you have to fall for the whole
Yeah.
thing again. So the other thing, as we've said, you can offer a little. Or another way to do it is to say, I don't have the money right now, but when I do have, then I'll do my best to get some money to you. This is what I would call a soft no.
Yeah.
Okay? A hard no is you say, no, I can't help you. That's a hard no. But if you do a soft no where, for instance, people come to us and say, can you build me a house? But we've got other people who are waiting. So we say, yes, we will come around and see where you live, and we will put you on the list in time.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, and at the same time, if it happens next that one of your relatives is asking you help, since your family and your siblings are here in the Philippines, why is it try them to investigate first what the money for? You know, to verify the authenticity of the request.
Right.
Okay?
That will be your last resort.
Yeah. Yeah, so again, don't be consume bad energy on have about them throwing negativity against you, because as long as you know that you're not doing good, you're doing good, and your husband is in your side, then nothing to be worried.
Right.
It's just all words.
Okay.
The important is your action.
Yes.
Yeah, so please like, comment, and subscribe. Again, thank you so much for sending your letter, because it means we have another video to upload. Have a good day and God bless.